Hi everyone, this is David Niven of Books of Child, and we are reading The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. Today we are reading chapter 83, Own What You Do. Now, essentially this comes down to, as they say, succeeding in what you do starts with taking ownership of the task. What you do represents your ability, commitment, and ultimately a potential to do something more. Now this is a difficult one. The story they give is of somebody who actually worked for a pretty famous computer company at only 14 years of age. That's crazy. But they were forced out a few years later, but instead of being sour about it, they accepted their own responsibility in what happened and became very successful after that. And in whatever they do, they have the approach of taking responsibility. They can't stand playing the victim. And the case study they give is by McCaw in 1999. Satisfaction with work improved by 34% when employees felt they were individually responsible for their work output. Now this is rough if you don't have a very hard or strong resilience, because when things go bad, especially when things go bad unexpectedly, unattained expectations are a real root of unhappiness and anger. I can't recall in what framework it fit, but somebody said that they have this whole progression of negativity, of anger and hatred and loathing, and how it started with unfulfilled expectations, which if you break it down, a lot of the time it does. And as people, we tend to get something we didn't expect or are unpleasantly surprised by, and it's like a scathing or a biting wound. You're like, ooh, I was done wrong, and you have this impulse that you really want to sort of poke out and blame something. And it takes a bit of resilience within you to say, no, I will accept what I did in this. Even if you have that, it's like a little gnawing at you, but just blame somebody. No. And that's where the resilience comes in, to have the faculties to refuse, because it's not really productive. It's just for alleviation of the discomfort of responsibility, to go saying, oh, that's that person's fault, or that person's fault, or this or that, or so there's so many things you can come up with to rationalize your own responsibility away, and you see so much of it every day. It's ridiculous. So you need a strong mind, a well-anchored sense of self to actually do it. Responsibility is heavy, and a lot of people aren't up for it. A lot of people shift that. I wouldn't even say they shift that. Their shoulder blades practically roll over the second you even put so much as a single gram of responsibility on them. There's just people like that everywhere, especially these days. So it takes toughness on your part, but it's rewarding, because by being responsible, even though it might feel heavy, you own it. You can't be caught unexpectedly. You can't be cornered. You can't be caught unawares, because you've already accepted the worst of it. You've accepted the weight of the responsibility, and with that, the potential blame that could come with a mistake. That's very healthy for you, I think, at least in the sense of development. But if you're not strong enough or resilient enough, it could crush you. So you need to be very aware that you need to be well anchored and resilient enough to bear the weight of responsibility. Because I've seen people that just couldn't, and it usually doesn't end well. You don't really know how to fix that. It's quite bad when you encounter that, but it does happen. It's a heavy thing. It can be very useful, but it's quite heavy. Thank you very much. This has been chapter 83 of The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. I hope you had a good day. I hope you have an even better day after hearing this, and I'll see you in the next chapter of this wonderful little book. So thank you very much. This has been Edward of Child of Books of Child. Thank you very much, and have a very good day. Bye bye.